All right, so let's take a look at what's going to take to make this wine rack. It's a very simple project. Only has 2 pieces. We can see it here with the wine bottle in it. I'm not sure of that brand of wine. I don't recognize it. Looks like they've stained it walnut, but you know, they could be made out of pretty much any type of wood. I'm going to go ahead and make it out of pine. This grain kind of looks like pine to me. And the 2 pieces are put together at a right angle. Okay, there's a curve cut out here and a D shape cut out here. The 2 pieces, and they're put together with wood screws. Now, I got a little bit of a problem with that because we've got wood screws going in end grain. We'll talk about that more in a couple minutes. When we look at the drawings here, we find that the one piece is 6 inches long. That's the shorter piece, and the longer piece is 12. They're both 4.5 inches wide. Now, 1x4s would be 3.5 inches wide, and 1x6s would be 5.5 inches wide, and yet here we got 4.5. This is actually a 1x5. You may or may not be able to find this size lumber in your lumber yard. If you can't, you can buy a 1x6 and then just cut it down on your table saw, rip it down to 4.5 inches. That's what I am going to end up doing because I don't have any 5-inch lumber here. So, but it's just those 2 pieces. So we've got a half circle cut out of the shorter piece. Now, there's several different ways we could go about that. We could cut it with a scroll saw. We could try with a jigsaw. It'd be difficult with a jigsaw. It's kind of a tight radius for a jigsaw. Or we could do it with a hole saw in a drill, or a large spade bit or Forstner bit. So we can drill the hole or we can cut the hole. There's several different ways. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill the hole. Now, to do that, I can't cut this only 6 inches long. I have to cut it longer because if I'm trying to cut a hole in an edge is ridiculous. It doesn't work, okay? So what we need to do is cut it off too long, and then we'll cut the board off to fit. Now, this cut off here, this is going to be done on the scroll saw. 1 1/8 inch radius, yeah, you could do that with a jigsaw. Drill a hole in the middle of it here and do it with the jigsaw. It's just a little easier to do that curve with the scroll saw. So, doesn't look like there's a lot to do. We get to our parts list here. We only have the 2 parts. They're both 4.5 inches wide and 3/4 inch thick. One's 12 inches long. The other's 6 inches long. That 6-inch one is the one we've got to make that hole in the edge of. So I'm going to cut that probably about 8 inches. 7 would be enough, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 8 inches. And there's nothing else special here. So let's get to it. Let's put this thing together.